Hey, Adam, we got some breaking news we got to talk about today on the show.
Yes, we do.
A confirmed title change
I'm sorry.
canceled due to a controversial tweet. You know the Forgotten Sons when that the leader...
Nobody cares about the Forgotten Sons. In fact, actually, I forgot who they were already. There is much bigger news that needs to be talked about. Renee Young has been confirmed for AEW.
Wait, what? She gave her notice, but what are you talking about? That's come out?
Yeah, dude, it is breaking news because, it's going to be amazing when Renee Young shows up in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Wait, you just said she's
It doesn't matter what I just said, Tim. Wait, just getting handed this just right now.
Adam, you literally picked it up off the table.
Shut the fuck up, Tim. This just in, Renee Young confirmed for New England Wrestling Alliance. In-ring debut.
Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time for a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And we've got predictions. We've got some news that we need to talk about, and we're going to make fun of a whole bunch of decisions.
Whoa. You said that completely wrong.
What? Sorry?
We got predictions.
Yes.
And we got more predictions.
Yes.
Then we got some news.
Okay.
And then make fun of shit.
Hopefully. Anyway, let's get right into the predictions. We've got two huge shows coming up this weekend.
No, whoa. No. We got one big show in a tiny show. We have NXT XXX, the big show, in SummerSlam.
Oh, no, I was talking about AEW Dynamite on Saturday night as well. Two big shows happening on Saturday night.
Oh, okay, yeah, then you're right.
And SummerSlam that we're going to do some predictions for.
Predict? We don't predict. We know the results.
All right, Tim, let's go.
At least I do.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to throw this out there early on. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, join that notification squad. You know what to do. Leave a comment down below. Let's get into these predictions, Tim.
Wait. You say they know what to do, but they don't do it. So they clearly don't know what they're doing. So.
We have a couple of people. I want to thank that one fan that leaves us comments. You are amazing, dude.
What's his name?
Real name? Ryan. Hi, Ryan. How's it going?
I was actually thinking it was actually tag name, but whatever. Let's go on to
all right.
Forecasting the future that we already know is going to happen.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to be starting off with SummerSlam, and then we're going to go NXT XXX.
Because we all know that SummerSlam is the easiest thing to predict because it's WWE main roster.
Probably.
But hey, Adam, how does it feel to have to be the one to fill it out now?
I am in control. So Tim forfeits the first match.
No, you forfeited all the matches for this already.
For some strange reason, said that the second match is Tim's an idiot and a dum-dum. Okay, I don't know why you keep putting this stuff in there.
I did not say that.
So let's go ahead and kick off with SummerSlam predictions. The first match that I have on this card is the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza with Zelena Vega.
Well, since the Street Profits have been basically defeating Angel Garza and Andrade forever, I'm going to go with obvious choice here, Angel Garza and Andrade, because why not?
I have a different reason for choosing Andrade and Angel Garza, because the Street Profits were poisoned.
Well, no, only one of them was poisoned.
And he should be practically dead. He shouldn't be showing up a week later being like, oh yeah, I can do a tope suicida. I can do a dive over the top rope.
It wasn't a severe poisoning, that's why.
As he was performing the move, they were talking that he was at like 40%. And I'm like, really, guys? Really? You're going to say that he's really injured and, he's not at 100% when he's performing moves like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am also putting Andrade and Angel Garza down here.
You can't. I picked him already. You don't get to do that.
Yes, I do. Anyway, let's move on to the second match. We have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be going with Randy Orton on this one.
Randy Orton.
Because there's been talks of possibly putting the belt on him, and then having him take the belt off. Well, one thing would be the whole idea would to build Drew back up. So when he wins it back, takes it back from him, it would be when, fans are actually around, so you can actually get that pop. But and also I'm not convinced that he actually kicked Ric Flair, since he seemed to time it perfectly when the lights went off.
Almost like he has something to do with retribution.
No, it's just the fact that he knew the lights were going to go, because it's a produced show. He knew the lights were going to go off.
Yeah, an overly produced show.
Kind of like Braun Strowman knew that when he tossed Alexa Bliss in the air.
Yeah, very well timed.
Yeah, and then teleported when he doesn't have that power.
Yeah. So I'm putting down Drew McIntyre because I feel that Drew is still a great champion and should continue to hold this belt for a while longer.
Oh, so do I.
While I don't believe that Randy Orton at this point in his career even needs to have that championship anywhere like really near him.
Well, I agree, but the fact that his work he's had so far this year, for the most part, his promos, his and everything,
because
he's really sunken his teeth into this character.
Because honestly, it more feels like we are still getting the same plodding, slow matches that we've always gotten out of him.
Oh, trust me. Well, we can't really say that about the Edge and Orton, since they were
it's the greatest wrestling match ever.
Yeah, which was apparently a really good matchup. Even though it went for 40 minutes. You know what happens when you actually give a wrestling match a lot of time.
Time to breathe?
Yeah.
What?
Instead of a pre-taped last man standing match that was just spot after spot after spot and no real story.
Yeah, and honestly, it dragged.
But the whole idea, like he's been doing some of his best character work, really sinking his teeth into what he's been giving.
Okay.
Which just goes to show you when Randy Orton gets something that he enjoys and likes, he'll put effort into it.
I am also enjoying the back and forth between Randy Orton and the Young Bucks right now. Because this past week on BTE, Matt Jackson took a great dig because Matt put up after a great dive off the stage.
Yeah.
That was a great landing, all of that awesome, great dive. You want to thank the guys for for doing this, and Randy's just like, you missed everyone. What are you celebrating? This week on BTE, Matt Jackson's he's on the phone with somebody, and he's just like, really trying to get the 50+ crowd in here. I don't think that he's on the phone, so he's like, I don't really think that'll work. He's like, there's no way that those guys are going to let us borrow Randy Orton to put on a slow plodding match. I was like, thank you. I like the fact that clearly Randy is just having fun with friends.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely, but I think this would be a good one because they seem to be really pushing towards that and at least talking about it.
I'd put it on somebody else, honestly.
But here's the thing though. It wouldn't be a bad thing to have like Flair just come back and like, oh, you thought you saw me get hit by the punt,
or Sean just be like, I'm still no selling your punt from last week.
Well, see, like I know how to at least sell a faking punt in the head, unlike Michaels, and have him come back and turn out like Drew thinks he's there to help him, and he turns.
Oh yeah.
But if you're gonna put the belt back on Randy at least one more time, this is the time to do it. He's on fire.
Yeah.
Might as well do it now. But I'm gonna go with that one. I don't.
All right.
Either way, I'm happy because at least Orton's carrying right now, so you might as well use him to the best of his ability.
All right. All right, I guess we can do that. Next up, we've got, I believe it's not written in front of me, but the U.S. Championship, Apollo Crews versus MVP.
Yes. Because you're finally actually looking at these things, the screen, and realizing I don't put the championships. I just put them in blue.
I know.
Because I know which ones are which.
Where's the Intercontinental title?
It's not being defended.
What the? Okay. Anyway, so
see, that match will be picked up the night of SummerSlam.
Probably it'll be on the pre-show.
Probably.
Anyway, so Apollo Crews MVP. I'm just gonna put Apollo Crews down for both of us because as much as
that is my, you cannot steal my thing.
As much as we, yeah, cool. MVP is wrestling again. I wouldn't put the U.S. title on him right now because it's wow. This, did you catch the promo where he was like, "I'm gonna school."
No.
Yeah, he put Apollo Crews over his knee.
You're actually implying I actually watch WWE right now?
What? You don't watch every single WWE program?
No.
Oh. I am in the same boat as you. So yeah, we're both saying Apollo Crews is gonna continue to retain his title.
I remember Wrestle Talk talking about like betting odds. I think this is one of them that actually had MPV spiking right now, but it doesn't mean anything because things don't really come out until right before the show starts. Because everything's been pretty much been locked in.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean it is, but yeah, Apollo Crews is probably the better bet.
And you're like, man, Apollo Crews.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I think he's earned his spot as champion and have a good run with it. But his 3-week push has been over, and I just think Vince is just waiting to pull it off him.
But I don't feel that MVP is the person that you would put the U.S. title on. I kind of feel that the U.S. title, to me, has been like that good stepping stone title.
Oh, yeah.
While the Intercontinental title is great for the main eventer who needs to step down.
But you gotta remember, this is in the brand split, so you can't do that.
I know.
They're equal to the Intercontinental Championship.
Of course.
Because that makes sense.
Totally. All right, let's move on to the next match. We've got the not Extreme Rules match here, where Dominic Mysterio with Rey Mysterio.
It's a street fight where Dominic Mysterio can use weapons.
Yep.
And Rey will be in his corner.
Yeah. Against Seth Rollins, who has Murphy with him. I like saying it that way, Murphy.
Well, since Mysterio and Dominic got payback on Raw, I'm going with Seth Rollins on this one.
I'm agreeing with you on this one because I don't see, unless Rey really gets involved in this match and it suddenly becomes more of a Rey versus Seth match.
Yeah.
I don't see Dominic being able to, I don't know, beat Seth Rollins. This is the same Seth Rollins that beat Brock Lesnar while he was injured.
See, here's the thing: I want Dominic to use his father as a weapon. Like he picks him up like it's basically he's doing tangent moves, but he's picking up and having him splash down on Seth. It's like it's a weapon. Yes. I threw him down on top of him.
It's used him as a weapon.
He used him as a weapon.
Straps his dad to a board at one point and just swings him around.
Swings him around into Seth.
At the end of it, Ray's like, please don't ever do that to me again. I need to go puke. I think I've got a concussion.
But I know a lot of people were thinking like this on Wrestle Talk because they gave it to Dominic because why would you give it to Seth? He's not going to be around much longer because he's, his soon-to-be wife, Becky, is going to give birth in a few months. Yeah. So he's probably going to want to take time off.
So you have him take time off when he gets beaten by Rey.
Yes.
In a couple of months.
But yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna go with Seth on this one because I think it's just a logical.
It makes the most sense.
Hey Seth, by the way, can you please be consistent with your talking points? Because once it's WWE is the greatest thing of all time, and you do long-term story booking. Then it's fans are not patient enough for a long-term story booking, and now it's everything in WWE could at least be better.
So which is it, Seth? Come on.
You gotta stick to these talking points. Make consistency. I know WWE. It's not the easiest to do when you have a company who's very inconsistent, does not rely on continuity.
Nope.
But it doesn't mean you don't have to. You can do this.
You can have your own continuity.
I believe in you. Not in that you're actually the Messiah. You know, I believe you're the devil. But I believe in you. Give it a try.
All right. So, next up, we've got both of the women's matches. One back-to-back. You know that they're not going to actually be doing them back-to-back on the show.
They'll probably turn into a 2-on-1 matchup.
Probably. But we've got Sasha Banks. The first one, Sasha Banks with Bayley versus Asuka, and the second one is Bayley with Sasha Banks versus Asuka.
Well, since
no one is ready for Asuka.
So since the TV, she'll be going against Bayley first. Will be the first matchup on the actual card. We know this. So I'm gonna be going with Bayley on this one.
Okay. Oh wait, wrong spot. Bayley.
Are you going with Asuka?
I am. Because no one's ready for Asuka.
And then Asuka's gonna win against Banks because I think Banks will help Bayley retain, and then Bayley will try to do the same thing with Sasha, and that will cost Sasha the match.
I have it
because they're building towards their breakup. The original plan was for this, and then next week's Payback. Yeah, a week later, Payback. They'll drop the women's tag titles, whoever they're going to be challenging.
Yes.
And that will build towards the final, close to the final friction before they, blow up.
Oh, no. See, what I want here is that Bayley and Sasha Banks, Bayley's got the first match. Sasha tries to help Bayley. It backfires. Asuka gets the win. Because of that, when Sasha comes out, Bayley just goes, yeah, I'm not helping you. You screwed me over. I'm not helping you. Causing them, the next time they have to do the women's tag team match, it actually fully breaks down. They just decide to fight each other halfway through the match. And you're just like, the ref's just like, I really want to DQ you guys for what you're doing, but I can't.
Oh, by the way, I'm making a prediction.
Yep.
This is actually a highlight of my predictions for an NXT matchup takeover. But I'm making a prediction. The people who will be challenging them for the tag titles will be Asuka and Io Shirai.
Oh, see, that would be great. Asuka then becomes triple belt Asuka.
Well, she's not winning both belts.
She's winning both belts.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
No, she's not.
She's going to be triple belt Asuka. All right. Well, we're moving on from that, and we've got the...
So, wait, you're saying Asuka's basically winning both belts?
Yes.
So
she's walking out as double belt Asuka.
I mean, if you want to give me the victory, great. I'll take the easy
whatever. Okay. So next up, we've got for the Universal Championship belt, it's Braun Strowman taking on the Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, the Universal Championship is still around?
Yes, it is.
I forgot about it.
Don't worry. Over the last couple of years, I've forgotten that it's a thing, too.
I know, because I'm the one that reminds you. Oh, yeah, like you remind. Who's the champion? It's like, it's this guy? Like, nope, it's this guy. It's like, oh, yeah.
Things got moved around. All right. I am choosing the Fiend here.
You have fun with that, because I'm going to be choosing the Fiend.
All right. I mean, it makes the most sense. Braun beat Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
But he will not be able to beat the Fiend because the Fiend will just keep getting back up. Well, it's going to be a power slam. Fiend sits up.
Well, the whole idea is Wrestle Talk Cat has the predictions that this whole thing was...
I'm sorry I'm boring you this much.
Yeah, you are. You really are. Is that the whole thing with Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman has been an act. It's a charade to get one over on the Fiend.
Okay.
So...
Nothing works on the Fiend.
Well,
you don't get one over on the Fiend. You get one over on Bray.
He's been protecting. He's been coming after Asuka. Lately. Alexa, yeah.
Not Asuka.
Not Asuka, Alexa.
Because the Fiend isn't ready for Asuka either.
Because they're both blondes. I keep them confused.
Are we talking about Mandy Rose here?
No.
Liv Morgan now, right? We've moved over to Liv?
No, not that blonde. Trish Stratus, nope. She retired last year. Yeah.
Alundra Blaze.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Yes, the Fiend.
We're both going with the Fiend on this one. All right, last match on our card, we have Mandy Rose versus Sonia Deville, which will most likely be very early in the evening.
And it's a hair versus hair matchup.
So Mandy Rose is winning.
Yep.
Well, that was easy.
And the reason why is because Sonya Deville cut some of her hair earlier in the feud, and then she now has a better cut, which actually looks really good. I'll give her, but now it's obviously the heels' turn. Not because Wrestle Talk talked about this. They said that no one has ever seen in a hair versus hair matchup the babyface lose and have to cut their hair. It's always the heel.
Yeah.
One of the things they said that they want to see happen if Sonya loses, they want to see Sonya to do the what's his name, Sogo Suzuki, who at Wrestle Kingdom he shaved his own head.
Yes.
They want to see her do something like that,
just immediately. Okay.
She's like I lost. Fine. When Sonya she attacks Mandy, grabs the clippers and does it herself to herself.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care.
And it should be like the worst haircut ever.
Yeah.
And then the next episode of SmackDown shows up, has not had that haircut, has not fixed it yet. There are still stripes in it. And you're like, okay, honey, seriously, you had a week. You could have fixed this, but no. Okay. You are committed to it. Okay, Suzuki.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I kind of hope that Mandy Rose loses, just because I think what a better way to distinguish yourself from other blondes.
Yeah, than to have
to go like, no, I will shave my head.
Yeah, but I feel
but Vince will never allow that.
No. Plus, I also feel that Sonya in the next couple of months could have very much a not what's the haircut that I'm looking for? A
pixie cut?
Yeah, like a pixie cut, a short, not really a high and tight, but more of a...
Well, see, here's the thing. Also, because Sonya is gay, Vince is just thinking, gay, short hair. Duh, lesbian stereotypes.
Exactly.
Of course.
You don't understand how a septuagenarian works? It only goes back to what they thought of back in their youth. Yeah, I know. So, I know. It's sad.
She's gay. Of course she should build her hair. So the pretty blonde girl, because that'd be more interesting and have a better story behind it.
Yep.
Where she gets more aggressive and wants to actually train to be better so she can actually beat her rival. I know. Telling interesting stories. That's not WWE's model.
What? Are you smoking something ridiculous?
Not the same stuff that you're smoking.
And it's not ridiculous. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move now over to NXT XXX After Dark. Oh, stop it! Oh, God!
Sorry, can I get my food out of the wrapper?
So crinkly! Anyway, we got 6 matches on here. Because you're giving me 2 questions, but one of them I'm gonna ignore.
We're ignoring one of the questions.
Well, I mean, one of the questions will completely screw up the timeline. The Terminators will come back for us.
Oh, good. It can't be any worse than what we're doing now in 2020.
Okay, fair point. Very fair point. Anyway, all right, so on the pre-show, we've got a triple threat tag team match. Is it a tornado match?
I have no clue.
Because I absolutely love triple threat tornado tag team matches.
No, you don't.
I just like saying triple threat tornado tag team matches.
No, you don't. You just say that because you You and Jedi couldn't figure out how to get back on the ring apron for a no more tag match, so you decided to do tornado tag matches.
Actually, we found out that one of the controllers, the left bumper, did not work properly. So it meant that even tagging people in just did not happen. That New England Wrestling Alliance sets its own standards. It's tornado tag team matches. Anyway, so we've got in this triple threat, we've got Breezango, Oni Lorcan, and Danny Burch versus... Oh, wait, sorry. Breezango versus Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch versus Legado del Fantasma.
Mm-hmm.
Tim?
That last one.
Legado LF.
Yeah, sure.
Phantasm, it is. Hey,
Probably...
are they ripping off my characters now? Is the two names of the guys from Phantasma Nightmare and Kazan?
No.
Oh, okay. No. All right. I'm going with... Honestly, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Really?
Well, except for Breezango.
You go.
I'm going with Breezango on this then.
Which means the third team will win.
Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch will win this match, screwing both of us over. Thanks, guys. It's been wonderful. All right, next up, I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on nothing. 5 on what? 5 on 5? No, that's not how this works.
It's a
5-man
ladder match.
Ladder match
For the North American Championship.
Okay, honestly, it's really going to be 4 because.
Okay, so.
Hashtag.
So. I will not be surprised if Velveteen Dream is removed from this matchup.
I won't be surprised either.
Storyline, he's attacked and someone else takes his place.
Yes.
You know what I want to see happen?
What?
I want to see the opening matchup, which will probably be this matchup, but I hope it's not. Timothy Thatcher and Finn Balor. The winner of that matchup
Gets put in here.
not only is put in there, is the one who took out Velveteen Dream.
All right, fair enough.
It should be Finn Balor who should take out Velveteen Dream, and then
I like that.
Velveteen actually go on and win the North American Championship. Well, I know they want to use him as in the main event because they want to use Finn in NXT UK for that Volter matchup, but he hasn't held the North American Championship. I know you want it to be a mid-card title, and it should be, but
this will elevate your title.
Yeah, think of it this way: put it on Finn.
The first ever Universal title holder.
Yeah,
for all of 24 hours or less.
But here's what you do: you have Finn, North American champion, taking on NXT UK champion.
Yes,
1-on-1. Eventually.
Yes,
but if you can actually, take over Dublin in October,
if we can ever have an international match ever again.
Well, the thing is, they'll be able to do. They're about to ramp up NXT UK tapings again because a lot of the Batman with Robert Pattinson is going to start refilming over there. A bunch of movies are going to start refilming over in England because they've gotten the approval and all that from all with the standards to keep everybody safe and health. So the same thing with the UK. So they can still probably do Dublin with no fans in attendance, but it doesn't mean Finn will be able to go over there. He may have to go over in quarantine.
Yeah.
For to do that, and then come back and quarantine because
I mean, I'd still do it.
So would I, but who knows?
During those quarantine weeks, you can cut promos.
Yeah, but who knows? But ultimately, that's what I think should happen. But I don't think that will happen. But my prediction here is going to be Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
Because since his little feuds with Keith Lee, they've been really pushing him. His feud with Finn Balor was another good, showed his spot.
Okay.
A lot of people have been building him up. So I'm going with Damian Priest. Who are you looking up? Oh, you're looking up Bronson Reed?
Yep, I was looking up Bronson Reed.
He's not winning. I can tell you the names of the people to consider to win.
Well, Gargano, Priest.
Well, Gargano possibly, but I don't think he's going to win it. It's Priest or Trevor Lee.
Trevor Lee's not in this match at all. Cameron Grimes.
That's it. That's who it is. Trevor Lee was his TNA name.
Okay. All right.
Those two are honestly the only ones I would really put any stock into winning. But I could be wrong. Yeah. They may decide to go for a different surprise here.
Okay.
But if they do replace Velveteen Dream, it's a requirement. I don't care if it's NXT.
It's Karrion Kross that'll be in there instead.
No. He's in the main event.
Ah, yes, he is.
But no, it's if you do take Velveteen Dream out, whoever replaces him has to win. It's just standard. It's WWE standard. I don't care if you're not.
You don't. This is NXT. They don't follow these rules.
I know, but you have to follow this one because honestly, Timothy Thatcher or Finn Balor, those are the two people I would actually be the ones considered to put in his replacement, would be a perfect person. Would be a great champion if you're not going to put that. But only time will tell. But I'm going with Damian Priest. Damian Priest, Finn Balor if they go with the...
You don't know dashes.
Finn Balor if he gets replaced.
I'm going with Johnny Gargano.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think like Damian Priest or someone who's not held it...
Is it still a ladder match?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
in that case, I'm going with Jeff Hardy.
He's going to come down and just enter himself in.
Yeah. He's going to pull a Brock Lesnar. Just literally walk in. Nobody pays attention to him because they're just like... Hi, Jeff. And he's like, yeah, how's it going, guys? Slides into the ring, literally climbs up the ladder, takes it down, and the bell rings, and they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm part of the match now. Like, your music didn't even hit.
The rules say the first person to take it down gets it.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything that the first person in the match to take it down.
But you're not in the match.
See, that's the thing. That's how they got around with it with Brock coming in. They didn't say, the rules say the first person to remove the briefcase. It does not say the first person in the match to remove the briefcase.
Okay, Vince Russo. First person to pin the champion wins the championship.
This is why when James Ellsworth took the briefcase down,
he was the first women's Money in the Bank match winner
because there's no rules, and he gave it to Carmella.
Yeah.
And since WWE actually realized how bad of a finish that was,
that's a horrible finish. That was terrible.
And the fact that they actually count her as a 2-time ladder match winner is a no. If you're doing a second one, it's a non-finish. Therefore, the first one didn't count. The first one was actually on SmackDown. Okay. But anyway, who's your predict?
I'm going...
You gonna go with Johnny Gargano?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gargano.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be okay with that one, but I do kind of think someone else in the matchup should. But basically, just even getting into the matchup and being on TakeOver, it does what they want to do with most of them. It highlights them.
Yeah.
And it gets them on a major pay-per-view so people can say, keep an eye on these guys. We're going to be using them going forward. But there's another way you can use your talent, these mid-carders, and get them on a TakeOver. Have more than 5 matches. Now, I'm not saying go in the WWE route where you have like 14, but having a 7 matches for big shows wouldn't be a bad thing.
Fair enough.
But make sure if you do that, you have more than one women's matchup.
Yes.
Unlike this card, but the last card you did have. Just saying.
Fair enough.
Just saying.
Fair enough.
All right, what's the next matchup?
We have, for the NXT Women's Championship, Io Shirai defending her title against Dakota Kai with Raquel Gonzalez.
I actually think their partner is no longer working together. I think she's just Dakota Kai on her own now.
Okay.
I took it off of Wikipedia, so it got on there. So
yeah.
I don't know. I've already given my prediction on this one. Dakota Kai is winning because Io Shirai is going to go and team with Asuka and win the women's tag titles at Payback.
I actually have something else different here.
I mean, I don't actually think Dakota Kai is actually going to win here, but I think that's my booking I would do.
I have Io Shirai winning.
Okay.
That way, when she and Asuka win the tag titles at Payback, it then has Io Shirai is now a 2-belt Io.
Oh,
and Asuka is triple belt Asuka.
Asuka's not holding.
They're going to hold all of the women's gold between the two of them.
No.
I like the idea.
No, it's not going to
Only
happen.
it's just going to backfire later on because eventually they will not be able to constantly defend every one of these belts. And that's what it will be is like the workload will actually cause it to break down.
Asuka's not winning both belts.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
All right, moving on to the next match. This is, oh God, why should Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole? I'm just filling in Pat McAfee for both of us because we know how WWE, the outside person cannot lose.
How dare you apply a WWE rule to an NXT card? I just wanted to do that, and you said they don't have to follow those rules.
Except for the fact that this style match is set up specifically as a WWE style match.
I know it is.
It's a main roster like storyline match.
I know. McAfee's gonna punt Adam Cole so high in the air he's not gonna come down until September 5th. It's gonna be in AEW because he didn't resign.
Might be a little issue with that since AEW just released. Wait, who's Adam Cole's girlfriend?
Britton Baker.
Okay, never mind.
You thought it was one of the the two all the people except for Jimmy Havoc who got released are because they're over in UK. They can't get here.
Yeah, that's Bea Priestley. It's Will Ospreay's girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay, no, that makes total sense why she was quote unquote released.
And
it's probably more of a furlough than anything else.
Well, no, they were actually officially released from their contracts.
No, but I mean, you've been released from your contract, but hey,
no, when they can,
we can, we're gonna bring you back. We
Well,
can't keep spending the money on you not
Sadie Gibbs,
even being able to be here.
Sadie Gibbs, who also lives over in the UK, who's also was labeled as she's not ready, but a project. Like she, like,
okay.
They see her as like Jungle Boy was, like he green,
Also,
but they saw something in him that they can build him up into a major star.
Also, the releasing of Bea might also be a situation where it's like, hey, look, you stuck in our contract means that you're not able to work.
No, she can. She's been working Stardom.
Never mind.
So, because she actually lives in a country that actually took care of COVID-19. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about.
What?
Whoa. I didn't say anything.
She lives in a country that cracked down early on it.
Yeah.
What?
And it can actually get into other countries.
What?
I don't know you're talking. I don't know. I didn't say that.
You know what? If you don't like it here, you can just leave. Oh, wait. No, you can't.
I can because no country will take me.
No one's going to take us right now because, oh, God, we've become the S-hole country.
Because I literally came from the hot zone.
All right. Next up, we've got for the NXT Championship, Keith Lee defending the championship against Karrion Kross with Scarlett.
Are you just going to put Karrion Kross for both of us?
Wow, really? I'm putting down Keith Lee on this one.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
I'm going with Karrion Kross because the rumor has it that they were going to rush him. The whole story was when they signed Karrion Kross, he's going to the main roster. They're going to really rush him to a big spot there. They decided to put him on NXT, and then they're going to rush him to a big spot here. What did they do? He had a takeover matchup where he crushed Tommaso Ciampa. Didn't have a matchup, and then now he's in the NXT not a takeover, but NXT Championship match.
All right, fair enough. I
So,
mean, yeah.
and I honestly think they want to bring Keith Lee up to the main roster.
Yeah.
So holding off on him.
You know what? I'm standing by my choice.
I wouldn't be surprised if Keith Lee did win, but
I also feel that this might be a moment where Keith Lee retains by DQ.
It could be that.
That way you can have Karrion Kross actually take it from Keith Lee in front of an audience before Keith Lee shows up at the main roster on SmackDown in front of an audience.
No.
So you can get the pop.
Yeah, but no. I think they're gonna do it because Vince doesn't. Apparently, Vince has been wanting Keith Lee since his Survivor Series, but Triple H is like, no, I need him. I'm gonna use him.
Yeah.
Let me build him up a little bit more in NXT, not knowing that what was gonna happen in the world.
The world.
So and now
2020 happened.
Yep. And then
Dude, this is so 2020.
I know. So 2020.
You know what? 2020 is totally a mood right now.
2020 is still a meme right now.
Yep.
All right, so we have one more matchup, don't we?
Yes, we do. This last matchup is Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher.
It was actually literally announced today, and I knew it after watching, not watching, but paying attention to the ending of Finn Balor and Velveteen Dream's matchup.
Okay.
I was like, oh, Timothy Thatcher cost Finn Balor the match. They're fighting at Takeover, because I immediately went to like, how many matches they have? Oh, 4? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. This is a tough one, but I think I'm gonna go with Finn.
Finn as well. I'm choosing Finn too. What I would like to see is part of that story of Finn wins here. Yeah. Finn attacks Velveteen Dream to be like, Velveteen, we're not putting you in the match.
Yeah.
We're just not gonna do it right now. There's too much fan heat for you, okay? We're gonna figure out how to change this. But right now you're out, and Finn, you're in. Mm-hmm. That way Finn's like, see, I lost that match that would have put me in that spot. Mm-hmm. No, I won match and I'm back in that spot. And they're like, well, you also beat him up backstage. And he's like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. What? Huh?
I do find it funny that apparently, because I would know this if I actually watched the match, but apparently Velveteen Dream is a heel again.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, that's what you get for when you hire. Oh, wait, what's that, Adam? What's the next topic? What are we doing?
All right, so we've got one more. We got 2 questions technically here. One real question, yes. And one that will, if we ever answer it, will screw up the timeline.
No, that's the question.
So the first question is, will there be a new debut?
That is the fake question.
I am saying yes. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm just going to go with yes.
I'm going to go with yes, too, because it's like...
I mean, actually, you know what? Because of your answer, I'm going no.
Well, then make mine no.
No! I am literally choosing the different one.
I'm literally making it the same as yours to nullify the question.
I hate you. I hate you so much. All right. And this is the question that if we answer it, will screw up our timeline.
So my whole mind frame was like, this is the actual real question, because if we go to a tie and we can't actually figure out who the champion is, because it all relies on when this person gets a new job.
This is a moment that I'm going to hate you.
I know.
I thought I was annoying you in the opening, but all right. So the question is, where will Renee Young end up? I say this is going to break the timeline because if this goes to a tie, we will not be able to crown a new champion until this question is answered.
Exactly my point. So a year later, we still don't have an answer.
All right, Tim. Give me your answer. Where's she going to end up?
I'm saying she's going to go into the mainstream media is the ultimate answer, but I would probably say ESPN.
Okay. So she's an ESPN type.
Basically, she's getting it out of wrestling is my prediction.
I've written it down. It's 4 letters. New England Wrestling Alliance. No, I'm just kidding. The best part is I purposely put her into like Sunday's show, and I'm like, see, she's got the job.
I want to see that come from her official Twitter page.
There's an official like contract. She's like, no, this is the easiest money I've ever made. I don't even have to show up.
The funny thing would be, it's like, so she has access to, as she's leaving, cleaning out her office at WWE, she walks by Vince's. There's not there, but the mics are on. And she hears us, and she's like, "I'm signing with a small indie promotion, newer wrestling. It's put on by Zop Gaming."
I don't know, but it sounds awesome.
But it is an official tweet. I'd be like, Adam, how much did you fucking pay her?
I'm not.
I'd be like, the mics are real. We're going.
Tim, I'm gonna be honest. You make more money off from this than she does. You're like, I don't make any money. I know.
It's just like, Adam, the mics are real. We gotta find them.
Yes. I am saying, because this is the fanboy in me, that she'll end up in AEW.
Probably, as long as they put her in their own little sport review show, like the WWE Backstage
/ the podcast.
Yeah. Do your own. Cause I know they've been talking about doing one on TBS. So having that done and have her do that, because she does well in that, and hire Kathy Kelly, who left WWE, as her
Okay.
co-host, and then bring in some good name.
Taz.
Right, not Taz, but just some like another
Former
wrestler.
wrestler.
Yes, but Taz he's busy. Use someone else. What's his name?
Let's see here.
He has 2 letters, and then he's like a word that describes someone who's an asshole. I can't think of his
Austin
name.
Aries? What are you talking about?
No. He has 2 letters, then a name. Describes it. That would be like an asshole or like a
Orange
punk
Cassidy?
or something. Like a
OJ
punk
Cassidy?
or something like that. I can't think of it.
I don't know, but I
think-
have heard that. Well, I mean, honestly, bringing CM Punk in would be kind of weird because of the fact that he does have beef with Colt Cabana.
No.
Even though I want to see a Colt Cabana versus CM Punk match on that level of stage.
No. You can't bring in CM Punk. He's still doing the drug test for UFC. I know he should bring in Phil Brooks.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what he should bring in.
He would be so much better than that CM Punk kid.
That chick magnet Punk. Jeez.
Dude
was
is
he?
so into it. Actually, you know what? AJ Lee.
Actually, you know what? I would do that. I'd be okay with that.
Just bring her in and like purposely be like, no, we don't want you, Punk. Get out of here. And he's like, wait, what? You want to hire my wife, but not me? Yes. She's much better than you. And you're like,
No.
what?
She's much prettier than you. He's like, you're right about
okay,
that.
all right. Like I see him start off being like,
Like, what?
oh, seriously? Wait, no,
yeah, you're right.
You're
You're
right.
right.
She is
Way
way
better.
prettier than me.
Oh, and by the way, if you have not read AJ Lee's book, do go and buy it. But I would recommend the audiobook since she reads it.
Ooh.
It's hilarious.
Nice.
And, especially when she talks about her future babies, and how if she has a daughter, she's gonna be feeding her the pill the second she has her first moment.
Wow. Okay.
Because of how her family treated it, and passing condoms to her son behind her father's back. And this is after she's already talked about meeting her husband CM Punk. It's just like,
Okay.
I was like, oh no, I think that's the pill was behind her father's back. I'm like,
It's like, no,
I can
be
see her-
safe, honey.
I can see that.
Just be safe.
But yeah, those two are like the perfect couple.
Yeah, they are.
If you don't believe me, just go watch CM Punk surprising AJ Lee at a book signing. He's in line flirting with, not flirting, but talking to one of the a teenage girl. It's I'm just really excited to meet her. The girl realizes who she is. Obviously, it's like I'm just and when she turns around, it's like, oh my god! Ah! He freaks out meeting AJ Lee, and he.
She's like, really?
She's like, oh! She's surprised, but it's like he's acting like a huge fangirl. I'm just like, that's awesome.
As a spouse, if my spouse did that to me, I'd just be like, go home. I will see you. Go sit in the car.
I'd be like,
Go sit in the car.
I'd be like, I want a divorce, and say it really loud so everyone can hear. Like, what?
I'm fucking with you.
I'm just fucking with you. And then she turns on like, thank God, and she pulls out like a thing of papers. You've been served, and walks off. And he's,
Wait, what?
And you're like, just like,
I've been hanging onto these papers for so long.
and it's a whole act.
Throws the papers at him.
It's a whole act. So he's like, oh, no problem. Opens them up, signs them here, and throws it back at her. He's like, good. And then she just storms off. And then later that night, you see a picture of him like, oh, like nothing ever happened, but you know it's trending.
Even better is this all happens in AEW, and Brody Lee walks over. Well, actually, Evil Uno walks over, picks up the papers, rolls them back up, hands them to Brody Lee, who Brody Lee proceeds to throw them back at him.
Because he failed to sign
CM
CM Punk or AJ Lee to a contract to the Dark Order. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know our predictions. Let us know down in the comment section what you thought of them. Give us your own predictions for each show. And tell us, what do you think Renee Young will end up now that she's turned her notice in?
Yes, and very quickly segueing right into Renee Young leaves the WWE. She's
Wait,
put
what?
in her, yeah, she
I thought you were-
officially put in her notice.
I thought the cold open was a joke.
No. And no, I mean it was.
Yeah,
I am a joke. No, but yes,
everyone knows that.
we all. Renee Young is leaving WWE. She's put in her notice.
Okay.
Like, what, 2 weeks?
No one knows the official timeline.
No.
Apparently she gave it a week ago.
Okay.
But we don't know when her last day will be. Which is funny because you don't really hear.
She put in her 2 weeks notice. She's
Yeah.
like, here, you know what? I'm out in 2 weeks.
Because you
Screw
don't.
you guys.
You don't necessarily. It's weird hearing someone put their notice in at WWE because it's contracts and everything like that.
But she's not a. She is technically a WWE employee.
Yeah, exactly. But no one.
Not a contracted employee.
But it's so easy to forget that WWE actually has employees
Yes.
because they say their actual employees or wrestlers are independent contractors.
Right.
They're employees.
They're employees. You make your money off of their labor.
Yes, but no, it'll be interesting to see where she does. That she is leaving. But can you blame her? Okay.
No.
So first off, you promote her to and make a big deal about being the first woman on commentary for Raw.
Boom.
Great.
Huge moment. Didn't she also do the commentary for the women's Mae Young?
No, I believe that was Beth Phoenix. Oh, I think she was on the first one. I don't remember who was the second one. But yes.
Where you see that she's actually pretty good
Yeah.
at commentary.
Renee Young's good at everything she basically does because she's just great. I do not want to see her doing commentary unless she's commentating for the UFC for the women's and then yelling, "Oh my God, she actually got hit! Oh, that's right, it's not pro wrestling anymore. You actually hit people
She
here."
can actually hit people.
Well, sorry, and she just does that every so often.
Oh my God, she actually hit her.
Just to take a jab at pro wrestling.
Yes.
And her husband, just for the hell of it. But
My husband can't even hit like that. What a bitch.
that would be hilarious.
Like, John's like, hold on a second.
And he's literally right behind her too.
That night he has a match in Japan against Suzuki. You're like, I am not a bitch. I fought against him and he hits so hard. So hard. Don't make fun of me. You know what? You're going to sleep on the couch tonight.
It'd be funny. His tweet was actually a video of him doing that. It's just like,
You're so mean.
why don't you? No.
Kenny Omega walks through the background, sees it going on, comes back up. You son of a bitch.
He's just
You
like,
son, Renee Young, you're a son of a bitch.
I love this man.
I love this man. He's amazing.
then-
I am going to beat you up for that title, though.
And then immediately
Walk
picks,
away.
picks him up, hits the one-wing angel.
Oh, no. Both of them then stop, look right at each other, and go, we're fighting over the title later, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
walk
definitely.
away.
Yeah. But no, so it'll be interesting. But you can't blame her because
No.
you put her on a commentary, and then you literally tell another guy on there to basically make fun of her, yell at her for her stupidity.
Yeah.
Every time she opens her mouth, and then you constantly make fun of her for not knowing why her husband's acting this way when he turns heel, because married people, it's not uncommon for married people not to talk.
Well, not just that. You have, like, for so long, they separated the two characters.
Yeah.
On screen, anyway. And then suddenly it's like, oh, yeah, you're on commentary. And that's your husband over there. And it's like, we as the fans knew that.
Yeah. Well, some of us, not everyone.
It should have just been, like, the moment that Dean started turning heel, she just should have been like, look, he's dealing with some stuff, and this is how he's dealing with it right now.
Well,
What he does here and what we do at home are two totally different things.
But another thing was, like she mentioned, when he would wrestle, a lot of people noticed her first time on Raw on commentary for a matchup. She didn't really say much stuff during that matchup, and people were like, "See, this is why she's not good. She should be on there." She literally said, "I didn't comment because it's my husband. I didn't want to feel like I'm favoring him."
She should have. That would have been better character development.
No, it's fine.
Personally.
No, I think it was fun because like she's like, it's my husband. Like, how do I balance out the way I'm supposed to commentate with my husband? And because she was still new to
that's
be in
true.
the commentary. So and
I
she did
feel
better.
though that Vince and company should have just been like, no, swerve in, turn into that curve, really go with that slide, and just accept it and be like, no, she's going to cheer her husband on no matter what because it's her husband.
Yeah.
And at some point, she should have also been like, shut up, Corey. Splash him in
Yeah.
the face. And been like, yes, stand up for yourself. But Vince won't allow that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, all WWE cared about was getting that first ever woman announcement, the praise, and then
immediately moving on to the exact same thing they've done every time before.
And belittling her, not really caring about her, only giving credit to the people, those social media pigs who only think women's good job is in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant. Mind frame, because you
or
constantly
just not interrupting the guys when they're doing a thing.
Then you take her off that, which was the smartest move, not because she wasn't bad.
No, it's
just because you're not using her.
No.
And then
I'm not a huge fan of the 3-man commentary teams.
And then you give her she goes and works for Fox for your stupid backstage show that is definitely just more posturing of WWE instead of actual looking at WWE from a sports standpoint.
Yeah, I don't feel that anybody
that she
it felt scripted.
Yep. Except for when CM Punk was on there.
Yes.
Because he would just say whatever the fuck he's going to say, for the most part.
Honestly, he was just like, WWE can't fire me.
Yeah.
And this show is not produced by them, so...
Yeah, I'm going to say... He did keep it professional. He didn't go out after as much as he could have.
No, but he
didn't stop things. He didn't stop him from mocking decisions.
No. And that's why I feel that he would be so great in that kind of show environment. Where you're like, all right, we're going to throw it over to CM Punk, who has the hottest take we've ever had. And CM Punk's just like, guys, it's not really that hot of a take.
No.
It's just something that we do.
Yeah.
It's called telling it like it is. This is my opinion.
But yeah, so not even letting her have control over the show or having... Yes, she had input because she was the host, but again, it was a WWE... because Fox, in their partnership, they're going to suck up to WWE. Then she loses her show, gets COVID-19, reveals that, and then not hears back from the upper management because she revealed that.
I'm sorry, what?
Why would she want to stay with a company like that?
It is also her own personal choice about what health information she reveals.
Yes. And then no one got in touch with her. No one, apparently she had heat on her because she revealed it. Who would want to stay in a job like that after
That's ridiculous.
Her husband, who was part of the company where she met in this company, has left.
Yeah.
So why would she...
She has no reason to stay.
Yeah.
If she's not happy there.
So, I don't blame her. Renee, go wherever it gives you the best offer, but also I recommend, go to ESPN. You'll do well over there.
Become a sports announcer, FS1, one of those type of things.
Yeah.
Oh, and your choice of ESPN also covers anything that's not wrestling but is a sports thing.
And while you're at it, maybe you can get ESPN to cover AEW. Because, it actually has wins and losses. It actually tells you that.
I mean, that sounds like a great idea, honestly.
But, yeah, I'd say go to ESPN or go somewhere like that and just... have a better career and probably be treated better. I
mean, you might also be able to build yourself up the way that Coach did and then come back.
Yeah,
for something.
But somewhere else, not to
come
actually
back. When I say come back, it's to wrestling.
Yeah, not to actually WWE.
Defiant Wrestling. I'm just getting it.
Oh, God.
They have signed Renee Young.
Oh, God. Are you ready? Sorry, guys. That was the keyword for the producer in the booth to actually hit the intro. Sorry. No, if I say, oh, God. Are you ready? Sorry, dude. It was the first time.
No. Just cut it out.
Yeah, cut it out.
Damn it, Tracy. Get him under control.
Wait, when did Shawn Michaels become the producer in the booth?
Where do you think the mics came from?
When am I going to get a piece of that money?
So moving on, we have to talk about some writers here. Nope.
Yep, yeah.
Nope, we got to make fun of Thunderdome. We need to make fun of Thunderdome, or what should be, which was probably the original name for this, Thunder Zone.
Well, okay. Hold on. First off,
welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Okay.
I need someone to say that.
Okay, so how dare you want to make fun of Thunderdome? It is the greatest thing ever WWE could ever come up with. It's brilliant. Now that's some good shit.
Look, you could polish a turd all you want. It's never turning to gold. And right now, I feel that WWE, wrestling-wise and overall television-wise, is at its weakest product point.
I know.
Outside of the early to mid 90s. So outside of that,
so the solution is to just shine it up even more.
Make it as bright and shiny. Throw as many LED screens all over the place.
Yes.
Spend way too much money on webcams so that people can watch from the audience. Oh God, that's going to be a move. Because okay, how many times have you ever gone to a live WWE event?
Not in a decade.
You know, they have the lights over the thing. Those lights spread out through the audience. Sometimes now with all the LED and the lights from the... I'm waiting for the first fan to be like, look, I actually paid money to have this seat where this webcam is, and there was a light in my camera the entire time. I have video evidence of just having a white screen. Oh, it also went down for 20 minutes.
They aren't actually... You're not buying tickets. You're actually applying for the positions.
Still.
I know. But no,
they're going to fuck it up with the lights of the room. They're going to be like, and my camera's dead.
Here's the funny thing is, I think it's going to be hilarious.
It's going to be the WoW guy from South Park just leaning back. Worst show ever.
So when you get, I find it to be hilarious is when you had the people in the audience who get so bored with the show actually leave, and you just see the camera like linked out,
just
and just turn off, and it's just like you just see a blank screen there because they're bored because they realize, oh, this is gonna be great.
Somebody's just actually off to the side, like watching porn.
It's like,
just you know it, because that hand is down, just, going for it.
No, you're gonna see the people who raise up so bored. I don't care. And they put up no card to the fans. It's like, I don't care if this violates the terms. AEW for life. And
yeah, AEW signs.
And immediately the screen goes blank. And the rest of the show, you have a blank screen because you don't have a replacement.
AEW signs. I see this quite possibly going in a direction that they don't want it to go in, especially with the hashtag of Fire Dream right now. How many people will be holding up a sign that just says hashtag Fire Velveteen Dream?
Yeah.
And Vince is going to be like, the audience hates us.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's like, yeah.
But also, the reason
Fire Vince.
The reason why I say also, like, people just winking out, and will you stop playing with yourself underneath the table?
I'm scratching my belly.
Sure you were.
And my hand is above the table.
It was not a second ago, and I know you have porn on there.
My screen is off over here.
Just like JBL.
I do not like big, sweaty women.
But no, it's just like the fact that you're home, you're not at the arena.
Oh yeah.
So if you're not enjoying yourself, the temptation and the ease to
just go watch something else. Oh
leave,
my God.
Or go
turn their own camera so they're literally watching AEW.
Because it's gonna be a
replay of AEW. And they just turn the camera so it's actually straight broadcasting that. I'll be like,
and it's like right in the center of hard cam. So, and they can't figure out a way to turn that one off.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. It's not working. And it's just like, and then the guy, it comes back to the guy. He holds up a sign that says, by the way, you're so pedestrian. I hacked your system. You cannot turn off this screen. Turns it back to AEW.
Cut away. Just cut away.
Now,
are they doing screens so that the performers can see that somebody's there, or is it going to be like...
There's going to be LED. Basically, it's going to be the LEDs facing the rain, from what I understand, like all the sports are doing.
Okay. All right. Because, I mean, I like what NHL does, where, like, goal scores, and yes, normally the camera would pan through the audience, and you'd be, like, seeing everyone cheering. Now they're going, oh, no, we're going to switch over to your webcams so that, you know, the audience can see all of your reactions as well, and you can see your own reaction. I'm like, okay, I like that idea. Mm-hmm. That is actually a really nice idea.
Instead of actually, the original idea when WWE was thinking about doing this was for WrestleMania, having fans cameras on the screen of the TV while watching, which would have been stupid. Like, but going to it after like having like when Drew McIntyre won the title, cutting to would have been
cutting to all of these things so you could see people being like, "Yes, yeah. Drew, you got this, Drew."
That would work. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this is going to go off. But
yeah.
I mean, but here's my thing.
Thunderdome. They had to name it Thunderdome, though.
But here's my thing, and there's a bigger point here.
Two men enter, one man leave.
No, it's not even that. It's the fact that I thought WWE was trying to save money.
This sounds like a huge expenditure.
They have rented out the Amway Center through October for about $400,000 and almost $500,000.
Oh, but they were trying to save money.
I know.
That's why they cut everyone in April.
I know.
Oh, wait, no. This was the plan all along. They knew this. They saw into the future. Vince is a visionary. He saw this and he's like, no, if I cut the money here, I'll be able to save it. And then Ow. All right. Fair enough. Anyway, time to move on. We need to make... We need to talk about some writers here.
Yeah, so apparently they're going to be talking about making Shane McMahon.
That is not what we're talking about. I told you were going to get your 5 minutes to talk about that later. 5 minutes later, you then get to talk about that. No, we're talking about NXT writers.
No, we're going to talk about Shane right now.
How dare you? I am the host of this damn show. And we are going to be talking about Shane McMahon becoming the lead writer of Raw.
I just said that, you moron.
You were stealing my thunder, and I could not allow that to happen.
I steal your thunder on every single one. Oh, yeah. What's different about this episode?
I don't know.
But yeah, the rumor is having Shane McMahon replace Bruce Pritchard as the lead writer on Raw. Not overall. He'll still be over on SmackDown, Bruce Pritchard. But...
okay.
That says it's a demotion, so that just means it's one last... But wait, hold on. I just realized this, because I didn't think about this when I first saw the story. I thought they were unifying all the writing team to one team with one lead writer.
It didn't work the way that they wanted to in the 4 weeks that it happened, so they're going to split it up again.
Yeah, because we all saw what Raw Underground has done for the ratings, because the ratings were down this week. So Retribution was supposed to bring the ratings up. It was Raw Underground was supposed to bring ratings up. Oh, it did.
For a short time until it stopped making sense.
For 2 weeks. And we saw last week it increased the ratings for Raw Underground, basically because no one cares about Retribution.
Because Retribution doesn't even make sense anymore.
No, it doesn't. But is that Raw Underground only brought in the ratings up 0.4 from the week before.
0.4.
Yes, and now this week they're down. Just goes to show. But you know why those ratings are down?
Yeah, what?
They're down because there's no goddamn Raw Underground Championship, and that's what they need to bring in.
I kind of feel that Raw Underground would work better if they did decide to do a championship. Instead, they were like, no. We have a board of how people are working here, and it's a tournament to get us to this championship. And then we start a new tournament. And that's all Raw is. Raw Underground, over and over again, is just the most convoluted tournament ever. And Shane's just like, points to the board where it's just chalk and a whole bunch of lines.
Idiot? No. Vince hates tournaments. Never gonna happen.
This is why it's a Shane McMahon thing.
But then also, so basically your entire idea is basically to copy the original idea from the UFC?
Yes. Exactly.
Just not in one night. Just not in one night.
No. I mean, this is spread out for a long time because, well, I mean, technically you could say that it was all filmed in one night. And that,
which would make no sense because in real life, you're not allowed to fight more than once in MMA.
I know.
Or boxing.
I wish you could.
Yeah, so do I, because they would have fixed some.
I liked the K1 tournaments.
Because there was when you had the second fight between Shamrock and Tito Ortiz.
Yep.
and Potato Teeth knocked Shamrock down, and when the refs called the match, Shamrock got immediately up, and you could clearly see he was not injured.
No, yeah.
And it was a terror. Like everyone was.
It was a horrible
pissed.
call.
So it was the right call because for them to, but at the same time you could tell he was fine. But
one of the K1 tournaments I saw, this guy, they were on their third match of the night.
yeah.
And the smaller opponent knew that his larger opponent had been receiving leg damage in the previous 2 matches. So that's all he did was just lower leg kick over lower leg kick over and over again until the big guy dropped to his knees and tapped. Like it was just at one point the larger opponent attempted to like do a takedown or something, but the smaller guy weaseled his way out and just Charlie horsed him for a little bit.
Damn.
He's like, I'm gonna punch that one leg over and over again because you've had 17 leg kicks on this one leg tonight already, and I know I can't beat you in a straight up fight, so I can work your weak point.
But yeah, but no, bringing in a Raw Underground Championship, I'm okay with, but you gotta get rid of the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, replace the 24/7 championship with the Raw Underground Championship.
But here's an idea. Now here's just a radical idea. The idea is that you're floating WWE. Forget the stupidity of making it like the Hardcore Championship with Brink simulated plating printing on it. No. That is not edgy anymore.
No, it's not. No, you need to give it some bangs and
what you need to do...
and have it asked for your manager. That is the most edgelord thing you can do right now. It's edgy.
What you need to do is you need to take inspiration from MMA championship belts.
Yeah.
And then if you want to make it look some edgy, go and look at Lucha Underground's championship belts, how they designed them from a standpoint, and do a mixture of both.
Yeah.
And that will be a good way to do it. But just you don't need to make it look like a piece of shit because that's edgy. You're thinking from the 90s, which just goes to show that they still think the Attitude Era is the great idea to follow up.
Look, there were good ideas that happened. It worked. It got you guys into the mainstream.
It worked because it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
We're not in the 90s. We're in the 2020s. You can have a nice looking championship belt for the Raw Underground.
Yes.
And it makes
black
sense.
and silver.
Yeah. It's not to have gold, but you can be looking nice. It can be a good championship. And, actually take your time to make the championship. So actually do a tournament. Like a few months tournament to crown the first ever. And then that way you have time for the belt to be made.
I have it. The black belt. It's not black leather. What's the material? There's a black material that takes up 90% of all light that comes across it. Use that.
Oh God.
All of it is designed that way, so you can't frickin' read anything. You're like, where'd you get that? And you're like, Raw Underground, and walk away.
It only appears when you can only read it when you're in the
yes,
warehouse.
it's all in black light too.
But you can only see it. You can only see
it wouldn't. We can never allow Xavier Woods near that belt, though. Sorry, Xavier. I needed to take that shot, buddy. You know I needed to do that.
Oh, God. Anyway, speaking of going back to writers, NXT's head writer leaves the company.
Yeah.
The other day we were making fun of the fact that the solution to the ratings problem for NXT was to give them 2 more writers, so they had 5 writers. And then their head writer leaves.
And they're now down to 4.
To go work for AEW.
What?
No.
Really? Renee Young was the lead writer over on NXT? Bruce Pritchard, AEW confirmed.
Wow. Like, the head writer shows up at AEW and like, I'm gonna be like, AEW, you stole our idea, you're gonna pay us? Prove it. We found the mics.
Son of a bitch.
So the check is on its way. It better
it's already in the mail.
And the check is gonna be on the way. Well, I'm like, it better be double than what it was going to be.
Check's already in the mail.
The check will be sent in the mail tomorrow.
And the second check will be sent out tomorrow. All right.
Instead of $1, it's $2.
Yeah. Exactly. Sadly, we now need to move on to bad news.
Okay.
Slightly controversial. Ring of Honor, Marty Scurll.
Marty Squirrel?
Squirrel.
Squirrel? You sure?
Yes.
I don't know Marty Squirrel.
Anyway.
I know Marty Squirrel.
Shut up. He is currently still on leave of absence and has been interim replaced as lead booker for Ring of Honor.
Yes, due to the allegations that came out during the Speak Out movement, which were let's be honest, were well known.
Yeah. I'm still having a tough time with my love of Marty Scurll as a wrestler, and the things that he has been accused of. I am still having a tough time with that.
Trying to figure out the true story behind it.
Not necessarily the greatest moral decision he made. I mean, then again, I can't say some things. I'm just glad that I was never famous.
So if you are recognize Adam's voice, please contact me.
God damn you! Hashtag speaking out. Hashtag fire Adam.
Hashtag fire Adam. Hashtag the Tim Show.
Hashtag why do we have to have all these hashtags on the show? Hashtag.
Hashtag shut the fuck up, Adam.
Okay. God damn you, Tim.
But no,
hashtag God damn you, Tim.
I mean, I will say this. I'm glad that Ring of Honor is taking the allegations seriously.
Yes.
Because certain companies not taking other allegations seriously.
Hashtag fire Velveteen Dream.
I was just gonna say hashtag fire dream, but if you wanted to go there, but no, but I do think it sucks, but at the same time, it is a good thing that at least they're looking into it, they're investigating it, which you definitely should overall.
Yeah, it's a weird one that like UK laws about age of consent are completely different than the US.
Yeah.
So
doesn't make it just because the age of consent in the country was a smart decision.
No, that's where I'm having the moral dilemma. I'm going, you did something that wasn't morally right, and it sucks. But from your story, it was a consensual act,
and consensual act, and you didn't know her age. While other people were saying,
you knew exactly who she was.
You knew who she was, and you knew her age. I haven't heard anything where it was not. I have not heard allegations that it wasn't consensual. I've heard it was just because of her age.
Well, I'm also hearing that her age was legal.
Yeah.
It's just young.
Yeah. But because it's different from here in the United States, which, by the way, the youngest is 15 here, by the way, people.
Oh, it is 15? Because West Virginia used to be 13.
Oh, yeah. I think Alabama used to be 14 at one point.
Yes, they were.
So, it's like, if you go into the Wikipedia, I believe the youngest is 15. Currently. I don't remember which one is, but it may be 16 overall. But overall, it's still age of consent. We're not talking about age of adults.
No.
We're just talking about age of consent.
I'm 40.
Yeah.
And I have tried online dating, and there have been plenty of times where I've looked and gone, that's a very beautiful woman. Looked at her age and went, no, I'm going to skip that. She's 22. I'm 18 years older than her. I'm literally old enough to be her dad. But I know that there's guys out there that'll be like, whatever, man.
See, I'm one of those people who say, if you get along, I'm okay with it. Because age, once you hit 18, technically, first thing to me is, once you hit 21, age is just a number.
Yes, to a point.
My reason,
as long as you're able to get along.
Yeah, my main reason is because 21, it would be 20, but 21 is because that's when they can go to the bar. If you want to go to a bar, you can go, they can come with you. Because I had a friend who was dating someone who was younger, who could not go in a bar, so he would not come out. Oh. Regardless if he was hanging out with her or not. Okay. I mean... So... sorry, Chris, if you're listening to this, I'm throwing you under the bus, but...
I'm one of those guys that I'm like... I would date a woman who is younger than me in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But do I have something in common to actually reach out to a woman who's in her early 20s? I don't have any concept of their world.
See, I would get
Now,
along.
if she reached out to me, that's different.
I would get along with a younger woman because I am so goddamn immature for my age.
Well,
and,
same here, but
the thing is, she doesn't have to be more mature for her age.
Exactly.
To work, really.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about me being immature and her being the maturity of an average 23, 25-year-old.
Yeah.
Actually, 25 wouldn't be that bad. But 22, 23-year-old. The average? No. That relationship's not going to work out.
not at all.
But yeah, so it's glad to do that. I do want to add one thing is because they're going to be returning to TV taping soon.
Okay.
And the Pure Championship, which was originally supposed to come back before all this stupidity of COVID hit, is going to be a primary focus for the title for the tapings, which is cool. I'm glad they're not ditching that one. Then they're holding that off. I'm glad that they're going right into it because it's actually, think about it. It's actually it's perfect story. We're coming back. Instead of having to rebook, come up with something new.
No.
It's the same reason
Just
why.
move right into this.
The same reason why AEW decided to focus on the TNT tournament when the same thing happened. They were planning for it already.
Yep. And it allows for a block recording that you're like, okay, we know what the next couple of shows are going to be.
You have one of your you have a major story thread through the entire block that you can work around now. So that's good. What else do we have to talk about?
Impact. They want to do Bound for Glory in front of people. Which, I mean, that's like October, isn't it?
Yes, but that's in Tennessee, so it's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
No, but they have announced it's going to take place on October 25th.
Yes.
It's going to be in Tennessee.
Okay.
So that'll be cool. They actually have an arena, which is great. I mean, I'm glad to see that they're doing something.
I don't see them packing, sold out arena.
I don't think they're going to try to do. Nothing I saw in the article that they were going to be trying to have fans.
My only problem is right now it is like, okay, so WWE has the weird plexiglass with half paying attention fans around, quote unquote fans.
Yeah, I was gonna say
around it.
It's your own developmental people who can't pay attention during your own main roster program.
So you get this weird, like, the sound of wrestling just doesn't feel right.
Because
Impact is even worse because there's no one around.
And here's the thing is, because the sound effect of slapping plexiglass, that's a hockey thing. It works for hockey. It doesn't work for pro wrestling.
It works for hockey because the rink is so large.
Yeah.
Pro wrestling, because you're trying to pay attention to the sound that's coming from the ring, that if you're hearing that slap from more than one person, it just takes over. Yeah. It's as bad as a whole chorus of vuvuzelas.
Yeah. So it's
AEW has it balanced.
Yeah. Which, speaking of AEW,
yes,
I'm gonna criticize them because I can, and that's what we do on this podcast.
Oh God, my AEW fanboy cannot handle that. Tony Khan's gonna cut me off, Miro. I can't let you make fun of them.
What was that? I want that paycheck.
No idea what you're talking about.
But anyway, the criticism I want to levy at them is that they've announced they're going to be selling tickets for the Daily Place in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
For fans to come in to buy.
All right.
At 10 to 15% capacity, which is fine.
Because right now the fans that are there are only at like invite only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Invites.
Because it's they're donors to the Daily Place.
Yeah, and donors, probably friends of the talent, but you can only interact with the people you come with.
Yes.
You can't interact with in groups. They're stationed out. They're away from everything, which we've criticized them for.
And we've criticized the fans for not actually covering their mouths.
But the thing is that people have said at the latest tapings for Dynamite that were covered last week and this week's have said that there are definitely people who are masked watchers are there and are enforcing it greatly, which is good to hear for that. But the fact that I just came from Florida a month ago. It is the hotbed for the coronavirus.
I know.
So to the idea of bringing in fans, selling tickets and bringing in fans, I'm sorry. I think it's a bad idea right now. I know they're probably hurting for because of the money for the tickets. I can understand that from a business standpoint.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I just think it's a bad idea. If it wasn't Florida, if it was somewhere like Massachusetts,
New Zealand.
yeah, but they couldn't get in. We couldn't get into New Zealand.
We're not allowed in New Zealand.
But like New Hampshire,
Maine.
Vermont, Maine.
Maine actually is doing a wonderful job of containing and breaking things down.
Well, that's because the meth heads are too busy with their.
New Hampshire has done a quite a fine job as well. Actually, you know what? Up here in the Northeast, we did a very good job. They were like, in March, they were like, guys, go ahead and lock things down. We're going to button the hatches. Hopefully we can just get back to work in the next month or two, and everything will be great. It's the rest of the country that was like, no, I don't want to do it.
Well, if you want fans to come in, you could if you could postpone All Out in a week and have it on the 12th instead of the 5th. It'll be after Labor Day, and that was the last deadline for Massachusetts to not allow anyone to attend a show. That's why WB was considered putting SummerSlam.
No, actually, Massachusetts did extend it.
Oh, they did extend it?
Even the Patriots, no sporting events with fans until after October.
Okay.
I think it's October something. I forget what that is, because the first couple of Patriots games this year will not have fans in attendance.
Okay. Well, my thing is, like, anyway, but that should tell you something. Yeah, especially when you're in the hotbed, don't bring. Yeah, even if you're doing temperature checks, don't do it.
Yeah.
We've seen what happens with schools with one person.
Georgia.
Yes.
A couple of colleges have already switched back to. They were like, "All right, students, come back." 1 week later, "All right, students,
go home.
Stay the fuck home."
Yeah, because you have teachers who are scared to come back.
You have okay.
But anyway,
yeah.
we don't need to go criticize all this, but like just my point is,
kids are disgusting, by the way. They do not understand social distancing.
Yes, but not even that. But it's just the idea you're in a hotbed. It's not a good idea in my opinion. And you're at 10%. You have to be on your game. There's guaranteed. And here's the thing: the bathroom, you cannot prevent people from interacting from different groups of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to really have someone who has to stand in there and go like, you over there, no talking, no interacting
Stay
with
away
each other.
from each other.
Which wrestling fans want if they meet other wrestling
What's
fans.
up, wrestling fans?
They want to talk, and all that. But anyway, I just had to get that out there.
I do like the idea of the 15% capacity.
I'm fine with that, but at the same time, it's just because my big thing is because it's the hotbed.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a hotbed, I'd be okay with it. But
I don't know.
Anyway, because forgot to say this when you brought up Impact, I thought you were gonna say, Impact want to fuck the Owl.
Oh yeah, no, I totally forgot to add this in regarding Impact. Renee Young is headed to the Impact Zone.
Hashtag fuck the hour?
Yeah, hashtag fuck the owl.
What's left on the docket?
I gotta bring up, because it's this week. Guys, you gotta check out tomorrow's episode of New England Wrestling Alliance. It is it's the first ever second pay-per-view of the year, Genesis Now.
Oh, God.
Check it out. Great pay-per-view coming up. We'll be crowning our New England Wrestling Alliance champion. Woo World Order will be taking on Brooklyn Bratva for the tag team championships. And of course, as always, at every pay-per-view, an elimination chamber for the Chowda Championship. It's brought to you by your grandmama's clam, Chowda. Super creamy.
Oh, God. Well, since you're going to plug it, I'll plug mine.
Yes, please.
Go ahead and check out...
Oh, Tim, I'm really sorry about that. We've run out of... No, I'm kidding.
I was going to do it anyway, so... Anyway, check out Zop Gaming Fantasy Booking, where I'm booking AEW using Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. If you don't know what that is a simulation wrestling game where you're managing. Think of it as this: it's a text-based GM mode.
Yeah. It's cool.
You can get real life mods. I'm using that to fantasy book AEW. I just posted the post show of Fighter Fest last night. So this would be this past Wednesday because it goes up on Saturdays. So
Yep.
go and check that out. We'll be going in there. We had some interesting developments there. We had an announcement of a new championship, and no, it is not that stupid and worthless FTW championship that they actually have in real life.
It is not stupid or worthless.
According to Jericho, it is.
Damn you, Jericho!
No, it was the official announcement of the AEW World Women's Tag Team Championships. Try to say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, okay.
The announcement was made. The top 4 teams have been entered into the tournament. There will be a total of 8 teams. So the rest of July will have the new teams and established teams trying to get the best record to get those final 4 spots. If any of the 4 teams who are already qualified fall below any of the teams trying to qualify, they can lose their spot. And at the end of July, we will announce the 4 teams, and the tournament will officially start in August, and the finals will wrap up at All Out.
Oh, yes, because you're still, in July?
Yeah, we're this was the 2nd week of July.
Okay.
I'd be further along if I didn't miss 2 weeks. I actually almost thought about taking this week off. I was like, nah, I'm not.
Stop doing that to me. I have scheduling that I need to do for uploading here. I mean, the editors have scheduling. We have a full team of editors. Teresa is one of our editors.
You just pointed to the door.
Shit.
You literally just pointed to the door.
Tim, shut the fuck up. Just close out the show, okay? God damn you.
Shutting the fuck up would mean I can't just do this.
Just close out the show.
So what is it? Should close the show or shut the fuck up?
You know what? Well, I'm done with this. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm gonna punch you like Pat McAfee.
Punch or punt?
Punt.
It sounded like you said punch. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down in the comment section what you thought of the show.
It's an uppercut with my foot.
Okay. Anyway, let us know down in the comment section what you thought of the show. Give us your predictions, all that good jazz. Since you made it to the end of this hour-and-a-half podcast, since we don't know how to shut up, it always goes this long, give us a thumbs up. You're clearly liking what we're talking about. And since you're going to give us a thumbs up, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Ding!
Ring that bell.
Ding! Ding!
Oh, and get bent like Adam's stupid ding noises.
It was a soundboard. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that.
No, it wasn't.